Edge kind of surprised me winning overall.
Well, Edge surprised me even coming out number 1. I thought he would be saved for that latter, 24-25, get the last pop before the
and I think they originally said he was going to come second. I thought they originally were like, it's going to be Randy Orton and then Edge at 2, and then they changed that. And I don't think we noticed that going into the night. You know what I mean? I don't think we noticed like, hey, I thought, because that might have been a clue. Like, uh-oh.
Right.
Uh-oh. Edge, now, let's talk Edge real quick before we finish the Royal Rumble, because I did also watch NXT. And, NXT, we could get into a deep dive, and maybe we touch on some things later, but the most important thing that happened was Edge was there. And Edge had a nice, interesting little switch up to this that I think they could go this route if Edge is looking for more, if he's looking to be a teacher role. And that is, he showed up and he went between Finn Balor and who is the one right
Pete
now?
Dunne.
It's Pete Dunne. And they're kind of squaring off, and Edge was like, hey. He's like, let me tell you, like, you guys, I'm impressed. Like, this whole place, this is what kind of kept me, like, desiring to want to get back in. And now I'm sitting here watching you guys stare at each other, and, you remember, like, me winning the Royal Rumble means I could pick what champion I want. And I've never had that, And I was like, oh, that could be a really interesting switch that we didn't think about. Like, the other titles could be involved in major storylines that don't, and they could call that a headlining WrestleMania. They often say we've got 5 main events this year. You can put Edge versus, Finn Balor on TV,
Yeah, just look to last year when Charlotte won the Women's Royal Rumble. She challenged Rhea Ripley for the NXT Championship.
Yep.
So now we maybe turn that over to the men and have Edge, in this case, go to NXT and challenge a Finn Balor, Pete Dunne, or later on in the night, he had a little stare down with Karrion Kross.
Right. So could we be seeing Edge getting involved in NXT? Could he be like a new, an active Regal-like guy, like a guy who could get in the ring and go, but is there in real life, like kind of teaching these kids up? And I mean, his wife is down there commentating.
So that's what I was going to say. If he was looking for the most bang for his buck, right? So the most ROI for him, where he can work with his wife week in and week out. He can work with new talent who is just worshiping his feet. So he's got the little like, hey, I can do whatever I want. These people love me down here, He's got that. And he can have fresh matchups that it's not Sheamus versus Edge. Like we saw that in his first run, right? We don't necessarily want to see that. Yeah, Randy Orton again, that would be great. And I think that would be the most fun, especially if you're going to keep NXT on Wednesday nights to compete with AEW. Edge is a big boost in the arm there. Because
let me talk about that too. Like, yes, we could get new exciting matches. We could get The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Edge. We could get, we could get Keith Lee versus Edge on these main rosters. But I don't feel like any of these guys is really going to get, Edge is the most decorated WWE person.
One of them,
when
sure,
he was retired, I don't know if he still is, but when he was retired, he was literally the most decorated WWE superstar in history when you counted everything, every award they could ever bestow upon somebody. I just don't feel like in 2021 so far removed that he's giving him that significant of a boost that it wouldn't be more impactful in that NXT realm, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, NXT could use that more than Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
Now, if I'm being honest, I still think they're going to do Edge never lost his championship, so he wants it back. That championship was not the Universal Championship. It was the WWE Championship, which is held by Roman Reigns. Spear versus Spear. Da-da-da-da-da. There we go. But
plus
I
it's
think,
SmackDown, which is the older demo, I think.
But again, I think if you want to compete with Wednesday night AEW, and AEW has the Chris Jericho, Stings, John Moxley's, Cody Rhodes of the world. I know that we're building new stars at NXT, and that's great. The Leon Ruffs of the world are awesome, and we want more of that. But you do need a little bit more established talent, and I think you could get that with Edge.
You need some established talent to stop it from feeling like Impact Wrestling.
Right, exactly. And again, working with his wife, I think you're making him the happiest by just having him be like, you know what, this is great. And then we could bring our kids down here. Maybe they move to Florida, right? I think they still live in Canada right now, but they could just move to Florida, and then there you go. You have a permanent new fixture in the NXT locker room.
I recommend nobody move to Florida.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that place. Burn it down. Have the fucking... I don't support global warming, but fucking have the ocean overtake that state. Jesus Christ.
But everybody should burn Florida.